The hut that walked by itself? The big engines looked anxiously at each other as the wind whistled round their engine shed. "Driver says it will get worse before morning," said Henry gloomily. "I remember once when a wind like this blew down the signals at the junction," remarked James. "I had to wait for a man with flags to tell me when I could go. It made me very late." "Ah, but it's not so bad for you," said Gordon importantly. "Your trains don't matter so much, but I've got to pull the express. You know how the Fat Controller hates me to be late." "Never mind," put in Donald. "Perhaps the wind will be behind you so that you can go faster and be early. For once," he added cheekily. Gordon snorted. "But it would be against me coming back," he objected. "It might change," suggested Douglas, but he didn't sound very hopeful. "Puh," scoffed Gordon. "I just wish it would stop whistling around the shed and let an engine get some sleep." But it didn't, and the engines were all bleary-eyed and tired when their drivers came next morning. None of them wanted to come out and leave their warm sheds, but they each had a busy day ahead of them on the railway. Gordon backed onto the coaches of the express, which a shunting engine had taken to the platform for him. He felt cold in spite of his big fire. He waited sulkily for his passengers to climb aboard the train. At last, the guard blew his whistle and waved his green flag. Come along now, Gordon puffed impatiently to the coaches, and moved slowly from the shelter of the station. Suddenly, as the wind hit him, he felt as if he had run into a wall. "Oof!" he exclaimed. "Never mind, Gordon," encouraged his driver. "Keep them moving." The worst part of the journey was near the junction, where the gale seemed to whip off the sea with increasing fury, blowing gusts of spray. Gordon hated it. At the station there was a small hut. The workmen used it for storing signal and train lamps, and other small odds and ends. Today, as Gordon neared the station, he blinked with astonishment. The hut seemed to be walking across the platform. "I must be dreaming," he muttered to himself. But he wasn't, for the driver had seen it too. Quickly, he put on the brakes. "Whoa, Gordon," he exclaimed. "If we don't stop, we shall hit it." It was a near thing. Gordon slowed, but bit by bit the hut came closer. Finally, when Gordon was only a few yards off, the hut slid over the edge of the platform. It crashed onto the rails and lay still, right in his path. A moment later, with his buffers only inches away, Gordon stopped too. Porters, inspectors, and the station master all came running. "Well done, Gordon," said the station master. "I'm glad you stopped. That might have been a messy accident." Meanwhile, the porters heaved the battered hut onto a trolley. Then, with much tugging and pulling, they moved it out of Gordon's way so that he could finish his journey. That day the express was late, but the station master explained things to the Fat Controller. As for Gordon, none of the other engines had ever seen a hut that walked by itself, and he enjoyed explaining what it looked like.